All right, this is OneLastMidnight. Welcome back to another episode of Astroneer. So we covered the jetpacks in detail, distance, fuel efficiency, that type of stuff, how far you can go, but we really didn't cover usage. So this video talks about how you could use the jetpacks and the jump jet. Hope you guys enjoy. Since a solid fuel jump jet can be gotten early in the game, I do like to keep one on my backpack when I'm first starting out. Mainly when you're walking around, you're going to find these ravines all over the place on Silva. And having one of these solid fuel jump jets on your backpack can save your life. Now, when you're down in a ravine like this, using it to get out is a little bit tricky. Remember that the indicator does not reset until your feet touch the ground. To get out of a ravine like this with the solid fuel jetpack, you need to look for angles. You're not going to be able to climb up this side surface. You can get up, but you won't get any kind of purchase, and you'll see that it didn't reset until I touched the ground. This little central indicator is the indicator that I'm talking about. So what you're going to have to find is some sort of angle, like shooting for landing on this spot, to help you get the next step up, where you can actually get purchase with your feet, which will allow you to get to the next step up, which will allow you to get to the next step, and so on, until you're finally out. The solid fuel jump jet is a great mountain assist climber. So as you're working your way up a mountain, if you get to an area where you can't actually climb it very well, this is where the solid fuel jump jet comes in. You can keep using it to assist yourself up the mountain until finally you can get to the top. And if you have one of these jetpacks on you, getting down a mountain is not very difficult. Just remember that it has limited fuel and limited thrust capability. It will eventually break. You can see that my indicator is blinking and I'm almost out of fuel. So at this point, you don't really want to trust it that much. Try to make sure that you carry enough resources for a secondary one so that you have no problem getting down the mountain. Jump jets are also good to have inside of the cave system. Cave systems are littered with holes, and sometimes they're very deep. So having a jump jet on you could possibly save your life. It's not necessarily going to help you get back up to the next level if you do happen to fall down, but at least it's there for you to soften that fall. It is possible to carry items and use the jump jet at the same time, but it's not very effective. Remember that the jump jet is limited, and you'll wind up having to do the run jump to get yourself far with it, but you could still use it to move items. Not as effectively as the jetpack, but the jump jet does work. Where the solid fuel jump jet has limitations in flight and duration of burn, of course the Hydrazine jetpack does not. So getting across ravines, falling down ravines, getting out of ravines, and scaling mountains are significantly easier with a Hydrazine jetpack. Remember that the Hydrazine jetpack does come at a cost of using fuel, which is Hydrazine. I like to use only one Hydrazine jetpack while I'm out exploring. Both of the jetpacks are great for identifying where resources are located. And if you keep yourself a beacon on you, you can mark the position of resources for later gathering. Another thing you could do with the Hydrazine jetpack that is a little bit more difficult to do with the solid fuel jump jet is being able to dig while you're in the air. Now, if you put out your terrain tool before you get into flight, you can then actually use your terrain tool while you're up in the air flying around. This will help you get resources that are higher up in the air, on the side of cavern walls, and or just allow you to be able to sculpt the side of your cavern to make a base or to set up some sort of power unit or lighting. As with the solid fuel jump jet, you can also carry items. but it's significantly easier to get your item from point A to point B with the Hydrazine jetpack. Now, there has been some extensive discussion on picking up and carrying items and using the Hydrazine jetpack. Currently, right now, you can actually pick up your shuttle and fly with your Hydrazine jetpack. This personally is actually great. I actually like this concept, but it might be a little bit overpowered. Being able to fly with your shuttle gives you the ability to be able to really explore and scout out the planet, but then also be able to allow you to take off from anywhere. But having the shuttle on you gives you unlimited oxygen and a minor trickle of power, which a lot of people feel is really an abuse of the whole system. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I do like the ability to be able to carry my shuttle around, mainly because I don't want to have to run back to the location where I left my shuttle to be able to take off from my exploration. I think one of the greatest uses of the carry and flight mechanism is building a device like this. Now, this was not my concept. This actually came from Gina, and she calls it the Get and Split 5000, which is essentially a mobile resource gathering station. The extra large platform C, in conjunction with an oxygenator, a seat to save the game, a crane with a drill mod attached to it, and storage unit for a bunch of resources, and an additional slot for either a chemistry lab or a smelting furnace, depending on your needs, allows you to fly around and gather any type of resource that you might possibly need in the game. Simply pick up your Get and Split, fly to the location of where the resource is you've identified, jump into your crane, and start digging. The resources that you gather will be put into the storage that you have on the Get and Split, and this makes for a quick way to be able to gather a large amount of resources. It's not instantaneous, it's not magic, it just makes it a lot easier for you to be able to gather the resources that you might need to build your base or build any kind of items that you want. Whether you use the Get and Split concept for resources or for research items, it is an effective way to be able to gather resources or research while you're playing Astroneer. It's also kind of fun. Remember that it does take up a lot of hydrazine though to be able to fly around all over the place with this kind of setup. You could also use this concept directly in conjunction with the shuttle as well, by having the crane on the shuttle and just digging with the crane on the shuttle. Resources will still go into your storage units, and you also just have an absolute mobile flight scenario where you can take off from anywhere you want to after collecting resources. However, you do lose that ability to have an extra station attached to your platform, such as the chemistry lab or the smelter, and you lose a little bit of functionality, but this, using the shuttle, is also a great resource gathering tool. And of course, probably my most enjoyable use of any of the jetpacks, whether it be the solid fuel jump jet or the Hydrazine jetpack, is just going out and exploring the landscape. Alright, so that was my video on how to use the jetpack and the jump jet, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We have a great community of people here. And if you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below. Remember to hit that notification bell so that you know when I go live and when I post new videos. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.